For us, our next step is like continuing the fight for proper gun laws. And for me, I think lawmakers should value what we say because we are the people.
What's up? Eric Butler here for TatumReport.com, and it seems like David Hogg and that little girl with the shaved head, even Greta, they've all aged out of the phase where they can be human shields for extreme left-wing policies. So we're probably going to start to see more kids pop up that are so knowledgeable about everything, and we should listen to them about policy making. So we have this clip here from KPIX TV out in the Bay Area. They trot out an 11-year-old boy to tell us how important gun control is. Hopefully he's going to drop some knowledge on us. Let's see what he has to say.
Well, after multiple high-profile mass shootings the past several weeks, gun reform advocates took to city streets over the weekend to demand change in the country's gun laws.
Protesters from all over the Bay are making their voices heard, including one 11-year-old organizer, Alex Ibarra, who joins us right now. Good morning, Alex.
Okay, so before we get to the kid, let's take a moment to remember the people who are advocating for more gun control are the same people that 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago hated the government. They hated Donald Trump. They thought he was Hitler. They thought they called anybody who ever wore red had all the worst names in the book. And they want that very same government, however, I guess, led by somebody, quote unquote, led by somebody else. So if the pendulum swings again and Donald Trump or another scary right-wing Republican gets into office, are those people going to immediately claim they need their guns back because they don't trust the government anymore? I'm not quite sure, but that's not really what this is about. Let's see what the kid has to say about gun control.
It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And Alex, you inspired hundreds to come out over the weekend. You just told us there were more people than you even expected to come. How does that compare to the first event held back in 2018?
Okay, so he already organized an event in 2018. He's only 11 years old, so I'm not sure how long his parents have been putting him up to this, but it's clear that at 9 or 8 years old, he doesn't know what's going on. When I was 8, 9, 10, 11, I wasn't weighing in on gun control or abortion or any policy issues for that matter. So I don't know where this notion comes from that children are supposed to be able to decide their own gender and make up gun control laws for us. Of course, they can't even vote, so I'm not sure how this is supposed to work, but I digress and I'll move on.
For me, it's just that we've definitely had a massive upgrade and definitely a massive upgrade in support that we've had throughout the years. And it's really it really warms my heart to see how many people are supporting us.
And remind folks, Alex, about the mission of the march. And do you feel like lawmakers are paying attention? I know we've been reporting this morning that they say they're close to reaching some kind of deal on this.
For me, definitely, I think they've heard our voices. So definitely, I think it was definitely a big help.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure the kid knows what's going on. I don't think he's really tuned into what's actually happening. This is more about the parents who are putting him up to this. And as far as this news outlet is concerned, it's very similar to a story we saw a couple of weeks ago where this Bay Area news outlet will disguise a story that's incredibly dark about a 25-year-old non-binary teacher who works in the San Francisco public school system and runs a non-profit to help little girls get chest binders, but they mask the story as if it's about a non-binary teacher who somehow won a marathon. So they're trying to make you think that this is all about a brave young kid who wants more gun control, but really this is about some manipulative parents and some manipulative politicians and some manipulative news executives who are trotting this kid out in order to pull on the heartstrings of people who are law-abiding citizens. And of course, are we really to believe that because a couple people, somebody did something, shout out to Ilhan Omar, but are we really to believe that when a criminal commits a crime, that is reason for law-abiding citizens to give up their rights? Absolutely not, but I'll move on.
To have these marches definitely kind of made the problem more national, and definitely made them feel like they had to do something. That was our goal.
And it is a national cry for gun laws to be understood, to be voted on. That's what you want. You want it to be voted on. So,
okay, so the kid wants gun laws to be voted on, even though he's not going to get a vote. All right.
Now that the march is over, what's next in your fight? And why should lawmakers listen to your voice and your peers' voices? You're 11 years old.
They shouldn't. They absolutely shouldn't. But of course, this is California, so you're going to have a guy like Scott Wiener out there who believes that an 11-year-old kid should be making policy. And that goes, I mean, Scott Wiener has this long history with children and all sorts of weird things. I mentioned it in a previous video because Scott Wiener actually triggers me to no end. But this is what it's all about is, okay, so we're going to groom kids into sexuality. We're going to groom kids into believing that they can make policy. So we're going to lower the voting age to 16, but we're going to raise the age that you can have a gun to 21. And none of it really makes any sense. And shame on these parents for letting this kid go out there, or perhaps making this kid go out there. I can't say for sure, but he's only 11 years old. He should probably be playing basketball or baseball or football or something, but instead he's talking about gun control, and I get the feeling he doesn't actually know what's happening. But of course, he heard in the news that something bad happened, so that should be enough.
And you have a lot to say.
For us, our next step is like continuing the fight for proper gun laws, and for me, I think lawmakers should value what we say because we are.
Yeah, proper gun laws. That's like when they say common sense gun reform. Explain it. Nobody wants to explain it. They can't even explain the term assault weapon, but somehow an 11-year-old kid knows everything about proper gun laws. Give me a break.
Thank you for watching another Tatum Report video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to us everywhere on social media. And if God has put it in your heart, give us a donation. See you on the next video.